And hello YouTube, what's going on? What's going on? DP here, what's going on? Just giving you another NHL update here. And folks, before I start off, we got a great humid day here in my area, and that's why I'm in the house. But you know what though? It's always great. And by the way, you just heard once again the theme from the ESPN when ESPN did the NHL. You heard that theme. As you see today, I'm most of the time wearing a hat with the jersey. And today, as you see, I decided to wear the Saturday alt instead of the 90s jersey. But, you know, any of the jerseys are good. And remember what I said? Comment on the video whatever jersey you want to see more. You want to see the blue home, this, the 90s retro, my retro, or my white phonetics. Where you guys like to see. Where it gets the most comments, I will wear that more often in future videos. Okay. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Well, as you heard, some players are testing positive for the coronavirus. But it's just 2 weeks, and also a lot of teams are practicing, and they're saying training camp will start in 7 days. So next week we'll have training camps up and running for all teams. The teams that are in, basically the 24 teams that are in. Then soon after that they'll go right straight to those hub cities. The West will be in Edmonton, the East will be in Toronto. So trying to find where they announced. Basically, all the leagues are now into Phase 3 and getting to Phase 4. So that's good. But folks, I hate to say this, for next season, the season really has to be shortened. Really, I don't see them playing 82 games next year. If they do play 82 games, I don't see them really having days off much. I think they need if they really want to do 82 games next season, I think maybe 1 day off a month for each team. Have games all 7 days except for one. And then they can really get into having an 82 game season. But I know what you guys are thinking. It'll wear out the teams. Yeah, it will wear out the teams. To tell you the truth, I think it will. But what can you do? You know, you gotta try to have the season fit and then end relatively on time, because right now, if the season didn't stop and we'll be at right now, we just got done with the draft, the teams will be getting ready for what they call OTAs, what the NFL calls OTAs. This will be rookie training camp, basically. All the draft picks, including all the other draft picks the Blues had. This is more of a rookie training camp to get the kids ready and more in line. And of course, we probably won't see some of these guys for about 3 years anyway. But this gives them ready and feel a good feel for how things will be. But really, I think next season, if they really want to get everything done by the time frame, especially around this season where we're in the off season, getting ready for getting closer and closer to next season. I will have to say maybe a 40 to 50 game schedule next year. I'd say, guys. No, I love being, I love watching hockey. I don't even like going to games. But if we really want to see a good season next year, especially if it's supposed to end on time, to where we're right now at the off season getting ready for rookie training camp, I see this as maybe a 40 to 50 game schedule next year. Go figure. So, now remember the top four in the West: it's Blues, Avalanche, Knights, and Stars. Um, well, three Central Division teams. These got it right. So we're going to get ready for a good playoff season, I think. Now, in the East, it's Boston, Tampa, Washington, and the Flyers. Those basically 8 teams. In the East, in the West, they're going to play what it says here a round robin tournament. It's for seeding, basically. Who will get what seed? So, like, if you win, you'll get the number one seed. If you lose, you get maybe number four. You're the best team doesn't mean you're going to get the number one seed. Well, the rest will play a qualifying round. The rest in the East are Pittsburgh, Carolina, the Islanders, the Maple Leafs, the Blue Jackets, the Panthers, the Rangers, and the Canadiens. They will play in a qualifying tournament, finding out who will take on whoever in the playoffs, the Roka playoffs. Now, if I'm a betting man, sometimes I do bet. Here's how I see things. I think Boston will get the number one seed. They will beat the Flyers. And Tampa will beat the Capitals. I think that's how they're going to work it. And I think that will be like a best of three. 2 out of 3 series. So if Boston wins 2 out of 3 against the Flyers, and the Lightning wins 2 out of 3 against the Capitals, you're going to see a good matchup. Now, who they'll take on? Now, don't forget the last team that makes it and gets the final seed. I think Carolina will be the first team to get in. I think, and they'll take on the Lightning. No. It'd be 5th seed. So they'll take on the Flyers. Carolina will take on the Flyers. I think the Maple Leafs will take on Washington. I think the Pens will take on the Lightning. And I think the Rangers will take on the Bruins. Now, that's just my prediction. I don't know what will happen. I don't know who's taking on who. We'll get more into it when it happens and when we get closer and closer. Then I'll make my predictions. But as of right now, these are my picks on who I think will go on. In the West, if the Blues beat the Stars, which I think they got a good chance of doing, it'd be Blues 1, Knights 2, Colorado 3, and Stars 4. That's my prediction. And who'll they take on? The 5th seed will take on the 4th seed, and that would be the Stars. And I think that will go to the Preds. 4 versus 5. The Predators will take on the Stars. 3 versus 6. I think the Flames will take on the Avalanche. 7 versus 2. We will take on the Knights. I think the Oilers have a good shot at taking on the Golden Knights, with the Blues taking on the Blackhawks. Now, once again, this is just my guess. I'm only guessing. But once we get into more in depth and get ready for these opening rounds of the playoffs, the better we'll have a handle on it, and I can make better picks. So that's what I got right now. And with the Canucks and all the other teams, they'll be put in the pool for the number 1 pick in the draft. That's what will happen. So we'll see what happens. And who knows what will happen, folks. But the league is dead set on returning to play and rewarding the Stanley Cup. They don't want to put it on the Stanley Cup again, season not finished. Or they don't want to put it on their season not finished, cup not awarded. No, the last time we had something like this was a little over 100 years ago, with the Spanish flu pandemic, when it was between the Seattle Metropolitans. No, here, let me check this out real fast. Okay, try to find it here first. higher. I can get this real fast. Here we go. It's actually on the cup, folks, that it was not awarded. I'm trying to find it here. Let's see here. Now, there was a team in Seattle at the time. Was it 1920? Let me check. Yes. Here it is. The 1920 Stanley Cup Finals. Seattle Metropolitans taking on the Ottawa Senators. I don't understand it. Where was that? I'm trying to find it. Here we got something here. I'm trying to find it. Here we go. No playoffs. Vancouver Millionaires. That was no help. Okay, I found it. This will be the last time Stanley Cup final appearance based on team on the West Coast. The 1920 was moved from Ottawa. This will be warm weather and poor ice conditions forced the last two contests to be played on artificial ice at Toronto Gardens. The series never finished. Alright, here it is. This is it right here. This was... No champion was declared in 1919. The series was canceled after 5 games being played due to the Spanish flu pandemic. So all this is over 101 years ago. Sorry for the long pause, by the way. I had to try to find it. It was actually on the cup. It was between the Montreal Canadiens and the Seattle Metropolitans. Back then, it was a best of 5 series. Or not. And they didn't play Game 4, which ended a 0-0 tie. Wow. Now, there was a thing called the Pacific Coast Hockey Association back then, and that was the team that Seattle represented, or the league. They won the first game 7-0. Montreal won 4-2. Seattle won 7-2. So 2-1 lead. And Montreal won 4-3 in Game 5. They're about to play Game 6 when so they actually engraved on the cup. This is what's engraved on the cup, folks. Montreal Canadiens, Seattle Metropolitans, Series 9 completed. That's what's on the cup, folks. And then, of course, in 2004, 2005, they put on there season not played. And they don't want to put something on like that again on the Stanley Cup. They want to finish the season. The Canadian flag at the time, wow. So I found it. 1919, wow. Of course, the Blues won it. Now, the first time the Stanley Cup was ever awarded was back in 1910. And that went to the Montreal Wanderers. In 1911, it went to Ottawa Hockey Club. Then 1912, it went to the Quebec Bulldogs. Also, in 1913, it also went to the Quebec Blue Dogs. In 1914, it went to the Toronto Blue Shirts. In 1915, it went to the Toronto Millionaires. All champions are also Stanley Cup champions unless marked. In 1916, it went to the Montreal Canadiens. And the same thing with 1917. Wow. All centers in 0-1. And then when the NHL took over it went to the Toronto Hockey Club. Montreal won its third cup, and that back then there was only 3 teams in 1919. Wow. But in 1919, there was no cup final. So technically, they did not get their cup. Ottawa Senators won their first. The original Ottawa Senators won their first Stanley Cup in 1920, and in 1921, they got their second Stanley Cup. Then Toronto, under their new name, the St. Pats, won the Stanley Cup in 1922. Ottawa Senators won it again in 1923. Canadians won 2 more in 24 and 25. The Montreal Maroons in 26. The Rangers won in 1928. No. 1928 was the first New York Rangers Stanley Cup. The Boston Bruins won it in 1929. Canadians in 30 and 31. Maple Leafs in 30 under their new name. The Toronto Maple Leafs. Rangers in 1933. The Blackhawks Chicago Blackhawks in 34. The Montreal Maroons 35. Detroit Red Wings in 36 and 37. 1940 was the Rangers. Wow, there's a lot of Toronto and Montreal on here. Man. In 1968 and 69, Montreal won again, and then in 71, 73, 76, 77, 78, and 79. No joke, folks. Then the Islanders did it 4 straight years. The Edmonton Oilers did it 2 straight years. And Montreal won it again in 86. The Oilers did it again in 87 and 88. The Calgary Flames in 89. And the Oilers won it again in 1990. And I still cannot get over seeing that. I still cannot get over this one, folks. I really cannot get over this one. I can't believe it. So that's about it. So, folks, remember, Phase 3, Phase 4 is underway right now. And we'll be getting training camp started soon. Folks, stay tuned. We will have those hub cities announced, which will be pretty much Edmonton and Toronto. And that's really about it. So, everyone, please stay safe. Take care. Remember, practice social distancing if you go out for and stuff. Wear a mask if you need to. Because, folks, COVID-19 is no joke. Also, I do want to mention this real fast. If you do want to get more up-to-date headlines and more on hockey, check out my friend, The Hockey Guy, on his channel, The Hockey Guy. He goes more in-depth than I do. He's real good, and I do give him a shout-out time to time. So, Shannon, I want to say hey to you. Love your channel, man, and keep up the good work. And like I said, man, you give me my inspiration to, you give me the inspiration to mine, and it's very great. And that's all I have to say. Sparky, hey, you want to come here? You want to come here? You want to come here? Come. Look who's here. Hey, you're on YouTube. Yeah, you're on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're a good boy, aren't you? I'll let you back on. So, folks, so I have to get going. Got some stuff to do. I'm also enjoying a day off from work, so I'm back for one, off one, then 3 in a row. Go figure, right? So, folks, I love you guys a lot. Remember, Lord's always watching you. Until then, I'll see you. I'll see you around. So, peace.